Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains, where we're going to get our blood pumping, our bodies moving, and we're going to set our gratitude and our goals for the day to keep moving higher. Super excited that you're here with me today. Let's go ahead and check in the chat down below. As you come into the room, go ahead and rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We get people from all over the world, and I love to see where you guys are checking in from. That's amazing. I'll give you a quick shout out when you do. Also, if this is your first time here, make sure you put a 1 so I know this is your first time and I can go ahead and give you a quick shout out. If you've been here before, you already know what time it is. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you get updated with new content that's coming out as I go live every single day. So I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it this morning. All right, so this morning as I was writing in my prayer journal, I wrote down that I am super grateful for another day to build. You know, yesterday I got up on this show and I was a little worn out, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Yesterday I was worn out. It started the day that way and it ended the day that way. I just kind of wore myself out yesterday. And sometimes when you do that, you kind of like get in your own head. You know, when I'm tired, y'all, when I have low energy, you know, I notice a big difference in just my overall attitude and just my overall like motivation, my internal motivation, all of that. But I pushed through yesterday. I pushed through and got to create some amazing things I'll talk about here in just a minute. But today I have a different energy. Today I have an all new energy and I'm excited. They're grateful for another day to continue to build. I'm grateful for the progress that I'm seeing in myself, slowly replacing bad habits with better ones. I am now at, let me see here. Today will be day 94 that I have quit smoking. So 94 days with no smoking. So I'm excited about that. For those of you that have been following my journey, you know that I had been smoking for 28 years. Incredible. It's crazy to think about. But I kicked that habit and it's been 94 days, almost 100 days with no smoking. So I feel good about that. You know, I'm slowly replacing some of these bad habits with better ones. Not perfectly, but consistently, right? Consistently. I'm grateful for the people in my life that are showing up and supporting me as I'm building and growing. And I'm also grateful for clarity, even when it comes slowly. Maybe it's not on my timeline or what I would hope for, but you know, I'm grateful for it anyways, in progress. And clarity matters more than speed. A lot of times clarity matters more than speed. So those are just a few things that I wrote down that I'm grateful for. I'd love to hear from you in the chat. What are you grateful for? Let me know. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. Tell me in the chat, where are you tuning in from? Rep your city, rep your hood. You know, where are you tuning in from? Check in with me. And I'd love to give you a quick shout out. But let's get into the message of the day while you guys are checking in the room. Let me get a little drink too. All right, let's get on into it. So today I was reading in my devotional and it talked about being still enough to hear what actually matters. Okay. And I see the comment come in from Cassandra. Glad you didn't get lung cancer. Amen, amen, amen to that. Whoo-wee. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. Smoking for 28 years. That's nuts, isn't it? Pretty crazy when you think about it. And I wasn't a heavy smoker, but it was more of like something I did in the evening times. Like I smoked like a few cigarettes at night to wind down and kind of chillax a little bit. But anyway, yeah, you're right. Thank you for that. Grateful for that. Yes, that's another thing to add to my gratitude list, right? I'm grateful I didn't get that lung cancer. Anyway, y'all let me know in the chat, what are you grateful for and where you're tuning in from. Cassandra, where are you from? Tell me in the chat. But anyways, let me get back to the message here. The message this morning was really about, being still enough to hear what actually matters. And that stood out because it's easy to confuse being busy and being productive. Oh man, I'm guilty of that. Being busy and being productive. And it's easy to let work ethic turn into noise, where we're just go, go, go all the time. And we think that we're being productive, but really we're just being distracted, right? How many of you can relate to that, right? Where you feel like maybe I'm being productive, but maybe you're just being distracted, okay? Let's see, I got some other chat coming in. We got Abolia, or however you say it. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. See you. Good morning. Good to see you. I also see Pub Gunter. Why are you running? I have 2 vehicles. Take one for you. Appreciate that offer, my friend. My friend. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see all of y'all here with me. I'm running because I gotta keep my health up. You know what I'm saying? Look, I gotta keep my health up. I've transformed my life and my health, and took a couple years to get there. But I was like 100 and no, I'm sorry. I was 40 pounds heavier not long ago. Was able to reverse that. Okay. Let's see. We got Sarah Murphy says roses are okay, violets are fine. You'll be the 6 and I'll be the 9. Oh no, I didn't even. Oh wow, Sarah. Wow is all I got to say to that. Who's gonna carry the boats? Y'all are crazy this morning. Y'all are just funny. I want y'all to know I appreciate you, each and every one of you, so stinking much. Thanks for showing up, even for some of the crazy comments that come in like that. You put you made me laugh about that. I wasn't even prepared for it when I read that comment out loud. Oh my gosh, you're funny. Okay, let me get back to the message. Y'all are distracting me this morning. All right. So how many of you can relate to that, where you feel like you're busy, but you're confused with busy with being productive? You think you're being productive, but really it's just busy. It's a bunch of noise, right? You get to working, and next thing you know, you haven't really made any progress, but you feel like you have, just because you're moving, right? And when everything feels urgent, right? Nothing gets the attention it deserves, right? Emails do that. Emails take you away. Bing, 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 bing. All of a sudden you're over here, over there, responding to whatever the emails are throwing your way. But basically what I took from today's devotional was pretty simple. Focus does not come from doing more. And this is something, gosh, I need to learn for myself. I'm always adding. I need to go through and look at what I have and start removing, start making space, right? Either add space or hire more, get more employees to take over, because I can't keep adding more on my plate, right? So focus doesn't come from doing more. It comes from choosing what deserves your energy first. So right now, I need to slow down and prioritize correctly, right? So that the noise can start to fade away. Right now, I'm really prioritizing 2 things. I got to prioritize hiring and finishing up my career transition summit. Those are the 2 things I really need to focus on. And yesterday, let me just tell y'all, yesterday was a bit of a grind. Okay. All right, we got some new comments coming in. All right, let me represent the comments real quick because we got YouTube is showing up in the house. All right, so let's see who we got here real quick. We got Buka. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Good morning, good to see you. We got Kanye West in the house. Kanye, hello, good morning. Let's see, Alberto in the house, my man. Good to see you. Says nice day. Appreciate you. Let's see who else. Guys, let me know where you're tuning in from, by the way. Okay, tell me where you're tuning in from. We got Pug Hunter. All right. We got Pug Hunter. Says, okay, why don't lazy people ever win arguments? Because they don't have the energy to make the point. All right, that's it. See, there we go. There's a family-friendly joke. I like that. Thank you for sharing that. We've had some other people here put some not so family-friendly jokes, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's okay. I'm glad they show up anyways. But let me get back to it. So yesterday was a grind, okay? I spent most of my day, ashamed to admit this, but I did. I spent most of my day, I was building a new custom GPT. And man, it was frustrating the heck out of me. I built some other ones that just were not this difficult. Like this one was difficult. Started testing, refining, breaking things, fixing them, breaking them again. Oh man, it was so frustrating. I spent hours on this thing. And AI is supposed to save time, and in many ways it does. But the deeper you go, the more it starts to demand your attention, and it can easily steal your focus if you let it. And yesterday, it kind of did that for me. Even though I'm glad I pushed through, because now I have a process, a repeatable process, something that I can actually hand off that will create an outcome for me, which is good. That's repeatable, right? So I can do it over and over and over again. So it took some time in the front end to save me time in the back end, but it can steal your focus, guys, if you let it, right? There is a real trade-off. Short-term frustration for long-term systems, and that's kind of the trade-off I was going through yesterday. Short-term frustration. I was frustrated yesterday. Back and forth with the stupid thing. But I got it done. So now I have a long-term system, right? What I'm building is, it's not just a one-time prompt. You know what I mean? It's meant to be repeatable, something that can actually create leverage over time. So that said, it showed me something important. As I was going through all of that, I was like so frustrated. But my Career Transition Summit has kind of taken a back seat. For those of you that have been following me, you know I've been building a all new Career Transition Summit. I host one already, but I got something that's even better on the way. And it's kind of taken a back seat. It's not finished. And that needs to change. That needs to become the top priority, not next week. Not after one more idea, because I have lots of ideas, but right now it needs to be number one focus. So my goal today is really simple: is finish, implement. I need to have it launched by the beginning of the year, right? So finishing up, some loose ends here and there, and go ahead and launch and start marketing for the beginning of the year. All new 2026. Let's go. Right? And everything else right now just needs to support that, not the other way around. Okay. So the lesson here this morning, guys, it's really simple. I just want to break it down. That focus is a decision. It's not a feeling. Okay. It's a decision, not a feeling. Okay. You'll never feel caught up. You'll never feel fully ready. And if you're waiting for perfect conditions, like This is how progress stalls. If you're just waiting for it to be perfect, you got to get started now. Momentum comes from choosing one thing that matters most and just committing to it and getting started, right? That's how momentum gets put in place, right? Like I think about, I just got this deal put together with Market Scale Studios. And I think about the journey I've been on when it comes to podcasting and stuff like that. My podcasting journey started January of 2018. So how many years will that be? That'll be 8 years. I guess that'll be 8 years in January. So 8 years, okay? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because that first episode I had to get started years ago. And now, 8 years later, because of the work I've put in, I'm being invited in to be a guide for Market Scale, which is a super high-end studios where they're going to be not only producing in their studios, editing, distributing, like the whole thing that I've been working on building. They're going to take off my plate, and it's not going to cost me anything. And I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Like, what a blessing to just fall in my lap like this. But it was because of the work I've already done over the last 8 years that led me to that opportunity, right? Where that opportunity found me because they saw the work I put in. They saw the type and the level of content I was creating and producing. And they were like, we want you. We think you'd be a good fit for our guide program. They want me to showcase their capabilities, right? When people see the content that they're producing and it's being elevated, they're going to want to be clients. And so it's real simple, right? I get to be a brand advocate for them, and I'm all for it. I'm like, hell yeah, if you're going to produce, record, edit, and distribute, why the hell would I not? You promote you. I'd definitely promote you, right? But again, that opportunity doesn't fall in my lap unless I got started 8 years ago, right? And if I was waiting for the perfect conditions, a lot of people want to wait for it to be perfect, right? Or they see that studio, they see the quality of that type of studio, and they say, oh, I have to start there. That's where I have to start. No, you don't. You start on a treadmill in your house like this. You start with your cell phone. You just start. Start with what you have. Build as you go. Build and learn and fail and learn some more and try again and keep going. Okay? Choosing. Momentum comes from choosing, getting started, and doing one thing that matters and committing to it, staying committed to it long term, like I have been over the last 8 years. So, before we wrap up here, I got some action steps, but I want to go to the audience here. All right, let's see. Let me go back to here. We got Cassandra. I'm in the USA, moved to Canada. All right, good to see you. Good morning. Canada in the house. We got Crow 6. Good morning, good to see you. Gone 3302 says, do you want to be my friend? Of course I want to be your friend. Of course, you are already my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend. You are my friend. All right, we got, let's see. Yeah, I hear some comments about cigarettes and also vapes. Yeah, I had done the vape stuff too, guys, and it's no bueno. It's no bueno. You know, smoking, vaping, you gotta keep your lungs. Straight, you know. And again, I've been doing it for 28 years. I quit that stuff though. I just quit. It's been almost 100 days now. I'm looking at my calendar over here. Almost 100 days. So we'll celebrate when I get to 100, okay? We'll celebrate when I get to 100. But as we wrap up today, guys, I want you to ask yourself a question. What am I giving time to that feels productive, but is actually distracting? I I want you to ask yourself that. What are you giving time to that feels productive, but it's actually distracting? It's pulling you away. And then ask, what's the one priority that if you finished it would create real momentum? If you got that thing done, checked off the list, it's going to actually move you forward. What is that one thing, right? And I want you to choose that, protect that, and work it to completion. Make sure you get it done. All right? Get it done. So, as we land this plane, guys, I want you to make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you get notifications every time I go live. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so stinking much for all the support and all the love. And in closing, guys, if you're feeling stretched right now, meaning like you got a lot on your plate, you're being pulled in every different direction, I want you to know you're not broken. You are building, okay? If things feel messy, that doesn't mean you're off track, okay? It means you're in the middle of something that actually matters. That's what it means. But focus brings clarity, okay? Focus brings clarity. Clarity brings momentum. You got to get some momentum going. And momentum comes from finishing, okay? When you start to go, yep, did it. You like check them boxes. You're like, boom, 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 right? But it also comes from just getting started. You got to get started. So make sure you stay grounded, guys. Stay disciplined and just finish what you started, okay? All right, guys. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. I thank you guys so much for being here this morning. So stinking much. I appreciate you. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. That's the show. It's all about who you know.